Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and you're healthy. My name is Lisa and today we are going to construct a craft with some things that you may already have at home. Right now I know we're able to go out and get a few supplies. Supplies are limited in certain things and as far as the craft section goes, but you could pick up some of these at a reasonable price if you choose to make this craft. I have constructed a candle holder jar container. I'm sure there's a prettier name for it, but essentially what I have done, as you can tell, is I have used the candle holder, a jar with a lid, and I've turned this into an adorable candy holder, treat holder, that kind of thing. So let's look at the supplies that we're gonna need. We're gonna need a glass candle holder. You can get these at a local thrift store for $1. You can also order these. Think about what you have at home already that resemble this. It could even be something wooden that can be painted because we are going to paint these. Excuse me. This also I found at a thrift store. And although it is not a candle holder, obviously, this could be turned upside down and you could paint that and also put your jar on top. We'll see what that looks like here in just a few moments. And then we had one of our patrons here at the library that had donated to me for crafting reasons, baby food jars. We'll look at size comparison and see if that would be an option for you. I think these would make great little votive candle holders. And extend the use of the actual candle holder. So we'll look at that in a moment as well. You're also going to need a jar. I've tried the larger jars. It just kind of seems to overpower the candle stand itself. So I would go with the pint jars or even the little smaller jars, the little canning jars that you can find now. Also keep in mind that this can be a pickle jar, it could be a relish jar, it could be something that you already have at home. You do not have to buy a new jar for this. And then lastly, you're going to need chalk paint, excuse me. I have used, in this case, this matte gray. You do not have to use chalk paint. I like the finish of it. It's kind of a matte, soft finish. It goes on very well as well. I'm using E6000 glue. E6000 is a very powerful glue and you do need to use this in a well-ventilated area. It has a tight bond. It does take a moment or two for it to actually sit or set up, I should say. So in combination with that, I'm going to be using my glue gun today as well. And then if you choose to embellish the top of yours, you can buy these little wooden beads and they make great knobs for the top. And then to cap off that knob, you can see I've already painted mine. I took buttons. I have a large button collection. This was the original and I spray painted it with the gray matte finish chalk paint. And then we're just going to attach that to the top of that today. So you can see there are a few accessories that you would need. Do you need the E6000? I'm pretty sure you're going to need something that's equivalent to a stronger glue than your hot glue. So if you have some adhesive in your garage or something that's used for special occasions or anything that's broken or needs to be fixed, then you could probably use it as well, but I like the E6000. So let me go ahead and kind of give you a little bit of a direction here. I simply took the candle holder itself and the jar lid, and I went ahead and kind of decided how I wanted to do the top. Now you'll notice on this one that this is a little jewelry. It's very decorative on the top. That's an earring, part of an old earring. So I already have the embellishment here. I just needed to make sure that I had glued it on with the E6000. So I've already pre-painted this. This took me 2 coats. One coat, because I think one coat would have done well, but I missed a few spots, so I had to go back. But this is 2 coats here. And then I've got 2 coats on my lid as well. And 2 coats on our knob for the top, and then our embellishment. So after I've painted everything, make sure I've got a clean glass. You want to make sure that you've gotten any residue, whether it be from a label or from a jar that's just been sitting around for a while. Clean that up really good before you start. And here's all you're simply going to do. You're going to take your E6000. I find it better to work with E6000 if I have a little toothpick or skewer and a paper plate, and I'll just put some out. E6000 is really easy to work with. It's not like hot glue, it's not real stringy. And so we're going to use both of them. We're going to use the E6000 as a permanent glue, and then the hot glue is just going to keep it in place until the E6000 starts taking effect. I'll take the end of my toothpick, and on about 3 different locations here. This is not really a runny glue, it's more of a thicker consistency. And then I'm going to take my hot glue, excuse me, let me move this out of my way. Not a good day to wear a ruffled shirt for sure. And on 3 corners, I'm going to put my hot glue. And I think that's center. Now, I want to leave this. I want to leave this for quite a while, actually. Just enough time, maybe an hour, to let the E6000 glue really kick in and really do its thing. You can see already what that's going to look like. So I'm going to put this to the side. And then on the top of this, again, I'm going to include a knob and then my button embellishment here. You could leave this as is. You do not need a knob for the top of it. I think it's cute as it is. But we're going to put one on. I'm going to put some, I think I'm going to put the E6000 right here in the center. I'm going to use a little dab of my hot glue. Sorry for the location of this hot glue gun, but we have moved locations for filming. And I've run out of plug-ins. Now for this little button piece, I'm just going to use the E6000. Actually, I need a little bit more on my plate. If you have children involved with your crafts sessions that we've been doing, then for the E6000, really monitor that. We don't want them to get this on their hands. I'm just placing this around the shank of the button. And I'm going to pop that on the top. And make sure it's centered. Now again, I don't want to move this for a while. A little bit of glue residue right there. There we go. Now, you can distress these just by simply sanding them down a little bit. But I like them as they are. I hope you like them too. Again, let that dry. Simple, easy. Think about what you have at home. Feel free to use a gloss if you like. Again, I just like the chalk paint. And then these are great little treat jars. I hope you'll keep crafting.